Kia ora everyone. This video will be looking at writing the conclusion for your investigation. The achievement criteria for your conclusion. For achieved, you need to answer the question, state the nature of the relationship, and the conclusion should link to the purpose of the investigation. So go back up to your problem and see why you were interested in the investigation, and then use your conclusion to answer whether the investigation is useful for the purpose or not. For merit, the conclusions link to the question and purpose with contextual and evidential support. So this means you've got your research to back up the comments that you're saying in context. For excellence, you do both of those, but you also reflect on the investigation and discuss the limitations and any improvements to the investigation with insight. So I'd like you to have a look at my Kiwi Birds report, and if we look here for my conclusion, I've stated that there's a weak positive linear relationship between the height and weight of the kiwi. I've explained this in context, so as the kiwi gets taller, we expect it to get heavier. And I've just kind of summarized why it's weak and whether I am confident in using this relationship to make the predictions. So for my purpose for kiwis, I was stating that if there was a relationship between the height and the weight of the kiwi, we could use that to determine whether the kiwi was healthy. And we want healthy kiwis because they're natives to New Zealand and their species are not doing very well. Some are endangered, etc. So if we could look at the health of the kiwi, we could take measures to improve their health, therefore improving their reproductive capabilities and saving the bird, getting it out of that threatening range. So I was not confident in the quality of the relationship. So I reflected on this and I said, well, what else could we do to improve this investigation? And I looked at some research and found that there's other measures of health that we would need information on in order to determine whether the relationship, whether the kiwis are healthy or not. I thought that looking at beak lengths would be a good idea and seeing if there's a relationship going on there, as my research indicated that this is a variable that affects the health of a bird. So if we go back to the requirements, you can see that I did reflect on the investigation and I discussed the limitations to it and any improvements to the investigation with insight. All backed up with my research that I made. What I'd like you to do is to complete the conclusion section for marathon time versus stride length. So go back. What was the purpose of looking at the stride length versus the time taken to complete in minutes? Do you think that this relationship was fit for your purpose? What other information do you think we need in order to improve upon our investigation? What other variables would you like to know about to explore? And make sure you back up anything you say with your research. That's all for today. Thank you.